Hello lovely peeps. I was just thinking about laziness this morning as I was finding it hard to get out of bed. And I was thinking about something that M. Scott Peck says in The Road Less Travelled. He talks about laziness as being the opposite to personal growth, and the energy that's required to put your life into action, to put your wishes into action, and resolve your conflicts. That it's not always a very obvious block that stops us from growing, that it's sometimes just pure laziness. And I just had to really agree with it. And I think the breakthrough with that is, part of it is knowing that. Part of the whole, I suppose part of every recovery process has got to do with knowing it first, naming it and claiming it and all that. And to claim that you're an intrinsically lazy person is actually just like saying you're basically human. And in that respect, it's all right. It's okay. You're normal. You're human. You're just like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't wake up in the morning and think, "Yay! I'm going to just sort out all my personal goals, and I'm feeling fantastic, and I want to learn lots of life lessons and have my character built." There's really very few of us that do that. So I guess that first part of conquering the laziness is the acceptance of it. And I think there's also a kind of a process that happens in all kind of therapeutic recovery, where when you look back at the beginnings of a particular issue that you're dealing with, you'll find that, well, if you're a believer in God, that God whispered to you about what was happening. I don't know if it's whether you believe in God or the universe or your subconscious or your superconscious or whatever it happens to be, that is that small silent voice inside that says something's wrong here. But when we look back, we find that it was there and it was telling us, and it got louder and louder and louder until finally, to get us to realize we're on the wrong path and that we've got something to address, it created, or we created, or God created something that was so unavoidable that it pushed past our laziness and said, lazy or not, you have to deal with this. So I encounter laziness just as much as everyone else, but I have a knowledge of having lived with depression in the background all my life. I know that laziness is lethal for me to give into, so I have a structure set up that I don't fall into that, because that perpetuates depression. But I think if we have that knowledge that we're inclined to not want to do stuff, but that inclination to not want to do stuff leads to bad things, then that's enough sometimes to actually just crowbar us off our comfortable little perch and get us actually moving in the right direction. An awful lot of recovery is only really preempted by a total breakdown or a rock bottom, as they say in 12 steps. For 99% of us, I'm sure it has to be really bad. You have to be lying down facing the gutter with your life in complete tatters before you start to say, right, it's time to do something. And I know this to be the case with people coming into therapy, because I see it all the time. I see people, I've been called the last resort so many times that I should have it as my name of my house at the bottom of the driveway. Welcome to the last resort. And I worry about people saying, when they're in therapy, I worry about them saying, oh, I just can't be bothered doing any more at the moment. I just think, uh-oh. Or I see people maybe who aren't in therapy going down a certain pathway and excuse me, and their lives going from bad to worse, and I just think it's not bad enough yet. It's not bad enough to overcome that torpor, that sense of just, oh no, it'll go away if I just ignore it. Basically the laziness. So I guess it's just to enlighten yourselves about that, and myself about that, is there's power in that. And I suppose that's just something I wanted to share, was the next time you're thinking, oh, I'll talk to a therapist if it gets worse, or I'm not really that bad yet, or I think I've got this handled, even though you've repeatedly shown that you haven't got it handled. Try and remember that it's just your laziness. And don't let it have to get to the stage where, you know, you're creating, or God or whoever is creating disasters in your life to get you to wake up and step up and get some help. Hope you're all having a lovely day today. And yeah, I hope somebody's gotten something from this. All right, talk soon. Bye.